Tobela, my name is Manari Selina Letlaka, the author of Awakening Self-Acceptance. I was born in 1984. The other thing that I struggled to live with was that by the age of 16, 17, that's when I started my menstruation cycle. I have never had my mother and my sister speaking about the changes in a woman's body, how to behave. You must bath 3 times, you must change sanitary towels. I have never seen a sanitary towel at home. So unless if there was, they were hiding them. I have never had no idea that a woman at some age, she will start menstruation and she has to use the sanitary towels. So I was at school and all of a sudden next to my dangari, I can feel something is not okay here. Something was happening within my body. Then when I checked, there is blood. And I'm thinking, how am I going to stand up? What is happening to me? And I used the part of my dangari to wipe off the blood from the chair. Then I asked the teacher to go to the toilet. When I get there is blood. What am I going to do? There's blood coming out of my tail. And I felt ashamed, like this is not normal that is happening to me. I kept it to myself. I took out the pages of the book, then I put into my panty. Then I went back to class. When I got home, then everything is normal. I'm even afraid to speak to my sister that this is what is happening. What do I do? I just kept it to myself. Then the next day I did not go to school. I went to school after 5 days. I acted sick. And after my cycle, I went to school. So every month, by the time of my cycle, I will have to find measures so that I can accommodate the situation. I'll either have to use a toilet paper or either have to use a cloth. So one of the day,
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome to Talkinsen. It's Ogechi here, welcome. So this video is a continuation to a video I have been doing on period, looking at feminine hygiene, and basically this particular video is inspired by a video that I watched from a YouTube channel called Twins TV, and I watched this video last year, and this video is titled "No One Told Me About Period, Why?" with a question mark. I left my husband before he ... and I've been through a lot. So it's a series that Twins does. I've been through a lot, where people come out and speak about their stories and what they have learned from their stories in order to teach others and equally inspire people, especially if you're going through her stuff, to know that you can overcome it. So when I saw this video was after posting my video last year on feminine hygiene, which I'll put the link below. So I wanted to do the continuation last year. I don't know, whatever happened, but we are here, we're doing it. So basically we are here to just share stories, but I'm doing it in my own sense, like how they did it is a case of hoping that I inspire young women or young girls who are yet to see their period, but equally to provide them with some sense of confidence during this period, because I personally was not aware that people actually had low self-esteem regarding their period until I listened to this story, and then I researched more and realized that it's actually a thing. So this is one of the reasons, or these are one of the reasons why I decided to share my own story, hopefully in order to inspire people. Now, before I even share the story, I want you to do some housekeeping stuff. One is to make sure you subscribe, okay? Subscribe, click on that subscription button and put on a notification, because this video I'm actually doing is like a part one to a video I did previously, which is about the different products for young girls for their period. sorry, it's for products that young girls can use for their period. So I've done a video about that and looking at the different performances of different pads, okay? And also for emergency period, one hack that you really need to use, and this lady mentioned it in her video. So sorry. Well, that being said, we're going to okay, go on to the video. Just make sure you check out the description box for other links to related videos that you would really enjoy watching, okay? And yeah, so don't forget to like, share and subscribe though. Okay, so let's share my own story. Before I share my story, I want to share her story. There are two ways I will do this. One, I'll put the audio of the video, and then I will tell of the part of the video I wanted to share. This video is a long video, but there is a particular part where she mentioned about her period and how she didn't know anything about it. No one discussed it in her family home. And then I will share my own story. The reason why I'm putting the audio and also telling you what she said in the video is because in case people come for copyright issues, I can always mute it, but still make sure I do not lose the context to the story. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just sharing my own story. So in this video, there is a lady named Manere Letlaka, I believe that's how I said. Manere Letlaka. I'll put her name below. But anyways, in the video I'm referring to, which is what no one told me about period, or no one told me about period. She spoke about a time when she was growing up, okay? She grew up in a family where there are males, there is also many females, okay? And she says she's the last child of her mother. So in not knowing anything, when she started her period, okay, she felt something strange, like usually many people will feel. This is a normal thing. So she felt something strange happening to her. Not knowing what it is, she went to the toilet and then saw there was a blood stain, to say, and then that led her to use paper, as she put it, and I showed in the video prior to this one that I posted, which is the part 2 of the video of this series, to say about how she must have used the paper, okay, how she used the paper to hold herself so that she doesn't get her clothes stained. So what she said, she used paper to put on her underwear so that it doesn't stain her clothes. And then when she got home, she still used paper, tissue paper, I believe this time around, and also cloth to try and hold the blood flow or the blood stain. So basically there was no proper equipment or proper pads for her to use because she did not have the knowledge of it. And she also mentioned that she never saw it in their house. Her sisters never mentioned it, her mother never mentioned it. One of the ones that actually, one of the things that she said that actually made me think the mother is not sensitive to her needs was in a case where she said her father came back from his workplace and he was chilling with his mother, with her mother, and she went to sit on her daddy's laps, as she says she's a daddy's girl, and her dad said there is a blood smell severally to her mom, but her mom was denying it. When she first said that, I thought the mom was perhaps just covering up for her, and then perhaps we'll go back and ask her if there is anything going on. But honestly, she could not smell anything, but the dad could smell it. So she left because she became conscious, because she knew it was her that they were talking about. So she became conscious and left, and I think that in itself did not help because the mom was not sensitive to her needs. And then I think she continued like that until she got, I think, to her year, what we call year 10, but she said 10th grade, when she started hearing her friends talk about a certain product, and she told her brother about the product and asked if she can get it. And the brother asked her why does she need it, and that's when she told the brother that the schoolmates were talking about it and she wondered if she could get it. That's when the brother then revealed to her that it's for period, okay? and bought it for her and showed her how to. See, it was many years, it seems like, before she was able to actually have a period pad or sanitary towel or sanitary pad to use to withhold or to use for her period during the period cycle. So with the brother coming to the rescue, accidentally that helped boost her confidence, because one of the things that she said, that she was missing school, she was pretending that she was ill whenever she had her period, because there was nothing to help her. There was no one advising her on anything that happens during the period cycle, and that made her feel very low in her esteem, and she said she destroyed her self-esteem and self-confidence. So in that situation, you can see how sad that is, and one of the reasons why I decided to share my own story, because actually, though I did not experience low self-esteem like she did, my story is not so much different from her, in that equally no one told me about period. Simple. Okay. Okay, so well, that is Manera's story. Okay, I will then now tell you my own story. Okay, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, you know. Okay, if you like this video. So let me start with my own story. So my own story goes like this. I grew up, yes, in a house of females, but no one said anything about period. I didn't even see period pad. Didn't you guys hear anything about period? Okay, I didn't hear it from my sisters, I didn't hear it from my mother. So what happened in this situation was I was living with my cousin, and at the time I was living with them, my mother was not around. So when I started my period, my mother was not around. I believe if she was around, I started seeing my period, and I told her obviously she would have done the needful, and she probably would have seen it anyways, and still, whether I told her or not, she would have known. But she wasn't around anyways, and I was in boarding school when this happened. So in boarding school, there is no parents, there is no telephone, there is nothing. So when I started having my period, okay, I was so excited, and I'll tell you the reason why I was so excited. Now, my cousin who started having her period, I think a year or 2 years before me, was the one that told me a little about period. And I asked her, I remember, I don't know what we were having conversation about, but we were looking out the window and she was speaking about something, and I just came up anyways. I don't know how it came up, but the conversation came up. And this is when she told me that, told me about period, and she told me that if you do not see your period, it means that you're not a woman. So in other words, only when that's when you become a woman. Now obviously young me, okay, I was still in like lower secondary school then anyways, so young me was not aware that there was a time when a person turns into womanhood, and I say womanhood like that, inverted comma. Okay, I didn't know anything about that, so I was, perhaps in my head is stuck to my mind like, oh, I wish one day I'll start seeing my own period so that I can become a woman. So unknown to me, that has really stuck into my mind. And when I started seeing my period, I went to the toilet area. I thought I needed to wee, but I didn't. Okay, so when I went to the toilet area, and I noticed I'll just use the word really, I noticed the red stain. I noticed the red stain. I was super excited. Can't even tell you how. Listen, I leaped up from where I was going to toilet. I ran, oh my god, announcing it to the entire school. I mean, not entire school, but at least those that were around, that I was now seeing my period. Now this is the polar opposite to my story. I was excited, I was shouting, I am a woman, I am a woman. I was like, I am a woman, I am a woman, I am a, hey, I am a woman, I am a, hey. I was so excited. I ran as happy as my legs could carry me back into my classroom, and even towards going to the classroom, people were asking me, why am I so happy, why am I so excited? And I was telling people that were coming to the toilet area that I was seeing my period and that I am a woman now. I was like, I am a woman, I'm a woman. I ran straight into the I went back to my classroom and I announced it to the classroom. Oh my gosh. I mean, honestly, that's one of the good things I would say I enjoyed being in girls' school, because all of them understood what was going on and they were smiling with me, happy with me. Well, they're laughing with me, I like to think so anyways. They were laughing with me. Okay, so, well, that was what happened in that situation. Yeah, so okay, she became a woman and was really excited. If anything, it actually shoot my self-esteem up, okay, rather than bringing it down, unlike Mana Ray's story. Okay, so talking about no one told me about period. Again, since no one told me about period or what needs to happen once you start seeing that, apart from that small conversation, only single conversation I had with my cousin, no one else said anything to me, and my sisters were not around. No one was around really, being that you're in boarding school. So what I did was to write a letter and sent it to my auntie through a neighbor that goes to the same school as I was, because there was day and there was day and borders to say. So okay, so I sent the letter and she gave it to my auntie, who then provided me with period pants. And yeah, so I think that's much about it really. So that was my story. So what is the contrast between the two stories, between Man Ray and mine? Let's talk about self-esteem in regards to period. One is that obviously no one told her, which is similar to me. No one told me. But if I did not have that conversation with my cousin in advance, I don't think I probably would have been as happy as I was, because of the positive connotation that she gave to the whole experience, which then made me very, very happy and made me joyful about it. But in her situation, because no one told her anything, it only left her with confusion. And bear in mind, I was equally confused in a way for mine, because I then had to seek for advice on what to do. And I must tell you, thanks to all my brothers for life, okay, my body schoolmates who supported me, at least the ones that started theirs already, so who gave me advice on what to do, how to use products, how to use even the tissue paper that she mentioned. That was what I had to use until I had my back from my auntie. So basically that was the best period of my life. Honestly, I was very excited. Although everyone has different ways that they experience period. For example, some of my schoolmates, at least they were twins, whenever they had their period, the entire boarding house, if not the whole entire year, would know that they were on their period because of the cramps and the pain that they felt. So, and they had it in similar times, so all you had to do was console. So everyone has a different period experiences. That's what I'm trying to say. For mine, it wasn't painful at all. No, it was nothing. I didn't feel any pain. It was later on in the years I started feeling something. So in that situation, one of the things I would advise, if you like me and like Man Ray, that no one told about period, my advice is start having conversation about it now, because as a woman it will sure happen to you somewhere, somehow. If it doesn't, then you have to get yourself medically checked out. So equally, go and talk to your mother, go to talk to even your peers that may have been seeing it. Talk to your sisters if you have any. In this situation, it was her brother that came to the rescue. So if you have a matured brother, talk to him, honestly. So my encouragement in doing this video is so that this type of story does not keep repeating, because I know even though she is more matured, okay, and all of us have gone past that stage now, there are still young girls who are still clueless on what to do during the period situation, and I have shown you what to do and the pads to use and the different hacks to do in a previous video I have posted already. I'll put the link below, so do check that out. Really, it would help you a lot. And yes, there are times when you miss your period. Don't be too scared about it. Give it 1 month, give it the second month. If something is not right, then go to your doctor. I know of someone who thought it was no issue for almost a year, and it happened that there is a medical issue to do with her period, and was placed on contraception to enable the period flow again. This is according to what she told me. So my thing is, please don't feel alone. If anything weird and you see something weird, I think sometimes what happens is that during that period, because I had to learn this myself, your eggs start like your eggs are released, you know, during the time I don't know, it gets thicker, you will know when it start releasing. You'll be a bit surprised. Listen, I'm not going to go into it too much. Perhaps what I would do is also put links of experts who are actually talking about different discharges that you may have during your period. So check them out. Okay, there are people, doctors that are specialized, gynecologists. There are people that are specialized in everything to do with period. I know there's one particular one I follow on Instagram, and she's really good. So I'll totally suggest that you follow those people to learn more. Okay, there are also websites, there are other there is actually a website called Period or Girls Period or something like that. Check them out. So I only share this story to help encourage and support you in knowing that it's okay to talk about it. Don't be ashamed. Just find yourself a group of people that you can trust to share this information with, because in itself is sensitive. If you're not like me, it's basically that didn't care or mind who heard. Honestly, just find yourself like people you can trust and talk about it. But most importantly, I would say start from your family, because I believe it's the parents that should be teaching this, to be honest, to their children, because they are the first contact that the child has. And if you do not have a child, if you do not have a mother, please, as I mentioned, seek for either professional help, and even peer support is always advised. So on that note, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Now there is another part to this video, which is where I'll be delving into the whole video from Mana Ray, okay? Because it wasn't just this story that she told in that video. She told lots of stories that affected her self-confidence and her self-esteem. So I would do another video about it, and that will be following up from this video. So yeah, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. On that note, thank you so much. Signing off. Talk soon.